Is it Facebook Live or Instagram Live?
Both. So.
Oh, yeah, the two devices.
Yeah. Well, if I could do all of them at once, that'd be great. Like that'd be cool. Like do all at once. Something like that. Let's try again. There we go. Start over. There we go. All right, welcome back to the One with 2 Experience radio show live here. I'm very honored to have this guest as a woman who is doing extraordinary things in her community, her city. I can't wait to hear about her journey and her reasoning behind what she is doing right now. So I want you to give it up for Miss Nicole Green. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you, Levine?
I'm good. How you been? It's been a long time since we've seen each other.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Right.
It's been a minute.
Well, I think what was that? Sorry, I think was it at the Trust Advocate like 5 years ago?
No, it wasn't that long ago.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, it was probably like 2 years ago.
Wow.
We had met up somewhere like in North Philly.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's been a lot. There's a lot that's happened since then.
A lot has happened.
Yeah, a lot has happened.
Yes.
Yeah. So how was your week?
Oh, I literally just got back from vacation, so.
Oh, congratulations!
My week was amazing.
Where'd you go?
We went to Punta Cana, Dominican Republic.
Wonderful. How was the weather? It was beautiful.
Yeah. We had a couple of days of rain, but for the most part, it was good.
Wonderful. So I know you do two major things as right now. That's your passion. That's your driving force. We'll get into that later. So about what you do, how it impacted our people, our communities. But can you tell us about Nicole Green in the beginning, the younger version of her? How was you growing up?
Younger Nicole Green. Okay, so that would be Nicole Dunlap.
Okay.
Nicole Dunlap. So first of all, when I was 10 years old, I never wanted to get married, have children. I wanted to become a lawyer. I wanted to travel the world and just like live my best life, not get pregnant, mess up my body, be married, have to answer to anyone, And then fast forward to today, I am not an attorney, and I'm in the insurance business or insurance industry, and that's not even what I went to college for. It's just like another story. And I have 3 children.
Wonderful.
But the younger Nicole, I would say she was very independent. She knew what she wanted, and I didn't let what others thought or said deter me for whatever I wanted to do in life or whatever I wanted to do or how I felt.
Right.
So that's just been me since then, and it hasn't changed.
Wow. Wonderful. So as you got older, because you say you was younger, you didn't want to get married, you wanted to be a lawyer, things like that. So,
right. At the age of 10.
Yep. So what changed for you? What as you get older, what changed when you decided to do? Okay, now I don't want to be a lawyer. So where did you go to college for? You say.
So it started with I got pregnant at 16.
Okay.
And apparently I was really good in math. And so my high school, my math teacher at the time, she had referred me to this program that General Motors was launching, which was this pre-engineering program. So she put my name in the pool to go for an information session to hear about it, and I just went because I was able to get out of class. I didn't go for the actual information. And so when they started talking about it, I was like, oh, this sounds kind of nice. Like, they gave you, like, you could do summer internships and actually make decent money. And it just sounded like a really nice opportunity. And so I had to, like, they had requirements. You had to do, like, an essay. You had to get letters of recommendations from other teachers. My parents, they had to fill out some paperwork and things of that nature. And so that's what started the career mindset change for me.
Right.
And it was my teacher, and she, Miss McDonald, she was like, you know, one of the many mentors that I've had in my life. And so that was like the beginning of that. But then when I got pregnant with my daughter at 16, I was already in the pre-engineering program. And so another thing that you also got from being in that program was a mentor. And my mentor was a black woman who was an engineer. And she just so happened had a daughter, I think 16 or 17 as well. So she basically had experienced what I was currently experiencing. And so she really just kind of showed me that it could be done. And I never in my life thought about wanting to be an engineer. I just never thought of basically black people being engineers, and then let alone a black woman being an engineer. So I thank my math teacher, Miss McDonald, for even thinking of me. And then, you know, my mentor, Tony, she, you know, basically poured into me, and then my mom and my aunt. And so, like, with those women, those black women that were in my life, really kind of helped shape me to become who I was later on.
Right.
Yeah. So I went to college for engineering.
Okay. So I know, as you noticed that, like, as you were growing up, everything was lined up for you. So you went to, it was good in math. The teacher, Mr. McDonald, referred you to the program. Then in the program, you had someone that had the same experience as you. So everything was starting lining up. So you mentioned about General Motors, right? Where did you grow up?
I'm from Michigan.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So Michigan is like the automotive capital. So you have General Motors, Chrysler, and Ford. Yeah.
Wow. So where in Michigan? Where did you grow up in Michigan?
Pontiac.
Oh, okay. Detroit. They're Detroit? Or?
Yeah, it's a suburb. Well, I won't say a suburb, but it's right outside of Detroit. So I grew up in Pontiac, and then later on, as I became older, while I was in school, I moved to Detroit.
Oh, you moved to Detroit. Okay. All right. So you went to school in Detroit. You graduated, obviously. I think you graduated, obviously.
Yeah.
Did you do engineering or?
Yes, I was an engineer for 18 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. What was that experience like? Being one. Was you one of the few black women there, or one of many, or like? Or?
No. So when I went to college, in my classes, I basically was the only black female, and sometimes the only black person in my classes. Probably when I got my associate's degree, there were a couple, like I met a couple of my friends that I'm still friends with today. 2 guys. Actually, it was probably around 4 guys, but I'm still cool with 2 of them. They were black guys.
Right.
But one other black female, and I don't even remember if she went for engineering. Like, cause you know how you take multiple classes, but some of them are just like required classes.
True.
They might not be pertaining to the actual degree, but yeah, it wasn't that whole schooling experience and then working in the engineering industry as a black woman. It was challenging. It was very challenging because you constantly, or I'll speak for myself, I constantly felt like I had to always prove myself, like that I know what I'm doing, or that I'm not stupid, I'm actually smart, I'm actually educated and knowledgeable on what I learned in college. And so I always had to prove myself that, you know, I wasn't stupid and that I knew what I was doing. And so, literally, for 18 years, constantly, like always having to go the extra mile. And I would say this don't just apply in engineering. I feel like for us, just in general, no matter where we're working, we always have to do extra than other races. Like we gotta come to work extra earlier. You know, not just if we gotta be at work at 8:00, we need to be there by 7:30 or 7:45. We need to leave at, you know, if we get off work at 5, we need to leave work at 5:30. We just always have had to just do more.
Right.
And so that was the experience. I've had my own boss try to, like, you know, get me fired. I've actually had coworkers try to get me fired. Like I remember a company I used to work for, I won't mention their name, but I just remember like driving home so upset, like crying, because it's like when you try to do your best and then you know for a fact there's other people that's trying to sabotage you for no apparent reason. No reason. And it's basically because you're this young black person, because during that time I had got a promotion and my coworker was this older white male, and by me getting a promotion, you know, they gave you the company credit card, you get I got a new laptop, I got the company cell phone, and my new laptop was newer than his, and he just was like, well, why did you get a new laptop? Why did you get a new phone? And it was like, would he have said that if I was something else or somebody else, you know?
Probably
so
not.
That's just one example of a lot for just literally for no reason.
No reason at all.
No reason.
Yeah, people are going to be people. So I think you and I had similar experiences, but different college experiences. I went to Western University. I majored in education, and most of my core courses, the major courses, I was pretty much the only black male, or the only black person, or one of like only black person, now that black female. So I felt like I had to fit in. You know, I felt extra pressure, but it wasn't from the classmates. The classmates actually treated me well. You know what I mean? I felt like they respected me. It wasn't like, okay, it was a competition. Most of the class mostly white females. So, but they saw me that they saw my passion. I work with kids. I was serious about my work. I wanted to help. I wanted, like, it wasn't something that I felt like, okay, this is something I'm just doing. This wasn't my passion. This is something that I was born to do, you know, based on what I dealt with growing up. So, and I'm still friends with people this day, like almost 20 years later. So I started, you know, since like, okay, you did this, like, yeah, you took work with kids, yeah, but I thought I'll be a teacher, but not in the way I was playing now. So now, fast forward, you did 18 years of engineering, did the whole thing, and then I think I might be wrong. So I think after this, you started motivating young moms at that time, or in the midst of you working with 18 years, or you?
So the 18 years of working in engineering ended in 2015. So I launched Motivating Young Moms in 2014.
Oh, the year before,
like
okay.
The year prior, and that was something I definitely never even thought would happen in my life. Never even considered, you know, launching a nonprofit, but it happened, and it happened because of a couple women from my church. They would often like refer me to like teen moms or young mothers that were in the church and that were going through like hardships at home and stuff. And so I just always like found myself like mentoring teen mothers. And so somebody that I used to work with had like planted the seed and was like, you should start an organization. And I just was like, I wouldn't even know where to start. I wouldn't even know where to begin. I don't know anything about that. So I have no interest in. So after that, I saw myself like thinking about it more, then I would literally, before going to bed, I had started writing a notepad of things that I could do to help other young mothers. And so, and I just wrote it down. It wasn't like I wrote it down to plan to do something. It was like I just wrote down some things that would be nice to do for other young mothers. And so, so yeah, that was 2014. And then 2015, my engineering job, they wanted me to relocate to Texas, but being married and having kids, like it's not just easy to just up and move. So I declined to relocate, and then for like 6 months it was just like really difficult for me to find another engineering job, which was really ironic because I've never had like a hard time finding a job aside from when I had to relocate here in the first place. But I just was like, I have 18 years experience, I have 3 college degrees, like why in the world is it hard for me to find a job? Like I just, so my husband, he's been working in insurance since he graduated high school.
Okay.
And so I was able to, by me being home, I was able to observe what he was doing, and I never really paid attention to like his work or how much money he made. And so I started to like, you know, we started to talk and have conversations about like how much income he was bringing in. And I know it sounds crazy that I didn't know how much my own husband was making, but that's just because like I don't deal with the finances in the home. Like that's his specialty. He's really good with that.
True.
So I just never really like paid attention to it. So anyway, when he shared with me like how much he was making with insurance, I just was like, oh, this sounds like, I never thought insurance or the finance industry would bring in like, would be a lucrative business.
Wow.
So end of 2015, I decided to get my insurance license.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
And I stopped looking for an engineering job. So I got my insurance license the beginning of like February of 2016. And then at that point, we decided to launch our own agency. And so, so yeah, that's how NYM got started. That's how the insurance agency got started. So just outside voices, outside people, outside events that has happened in my life.
Yeah. So with your insurance agency that your husband started, what does it entail? What do y'all do? Like, do you tell people promote insurance, or what does it entail?
We specialize in Medicare.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
So when people hear that word, and even I, when I first met him, he had mentioned like Medicare. I had it confused with Medicaid. And so Medicaid is for individuals that might be on disability, and or they have like a certain income limits. But Medicare is going to be for all of us eventually when we retire at 65.
Right.
So it's for individuals that are retired. Although, if you are on Medicaid for like 2 years, or on disability for 2 years, you qualify for Medicaid, and you do qualify to get on Medicare. So it's primarily for individuals that are retiring. So what we do is, when I say we specialize in it, we educate the community on how to save money. When it comes to Medicare, we educate them on the different insurance plans. We discuss with them like about how to save money for their prescription drugs. So I work with 2 ends of the spectrum. I work with teen moms,
right,
and I work with seniors. So, I mean, I love them both because it's like you're filling a need. You're helping those that need help. You know, when you get older, like your mind is just not as sharp as it used to be.
Right.
And not for nothing, like dealing with insurance in general, period, even for us, like it's boring. Insurance is like, it's not a fun and exciting like topic, and so we try to really break everything down for seniors about insurance as much as we possibly can, and then we just really just take everything on for them. We become their main point of contact whenever they have questions. We help them enroll in plans that attribute to their needs. So if they're diabetic, we try to find them the best plan that provides diabetic benefits for them. So yeah.
So wonderful. So that's a lot. Insurance is very, very like heavy topic for a lot of people. Heavy topic about getting it.
Nobody wants to deal with it.
Right, or starting it. You know what I mean? Like, or how to plan for that. So for the both of you young moms. So do you work with teen moms, or do you work with moms who are like 20, 21, 22? Because you speaking about, I have some people in mind that are teen moms now, they're 19, 20, they probably need your support, need someone like what you're doing to help them transition, and just help them find jobs, help them find resources, for help them move forward. Do you do that? Do you take moms that are like 19, 20?
So here's the thing. When we started in 2014, our target market was 14 to 24.
Okay.
And probably late last year, we started to really determine and discuss if we wanted to continue to support that age group, 14 to 24, because it's been a challenge for the young ladies that are out of high school. To work with the ladies that are in high school has not been so difficult because we work with the school district.
True.
So
right.
As working with the school district, we just basically go to where the students are. But the students that are out of high school, like, they would sign up, they would become a part of the organization, but they would not, the attendance was not there. So the engagement, the attendance, it wasn't there. So it was like, do we want to continue to target that age group, the 19 and 24? So in January, after our board retreat, we decided to change up our demographic from 14 to 24 to 14 to 19. So we only focus on high school students now.
Gotcha. Okay, gotcha.
However, we have had some girls or some young ladies that are older, like 22, 23. When they do reach out, and if they are serious and if they are persistent, then we internally will just work with them. We won't even assign them with a mentor, because our mentors facilitate our workshops.
Gotcha.
So we call them our group mentors because they're facilitating a group discussion.
Right, there you go.
So it's not necessarily a one-on-one relationship. However, we do, if the high school students, if they say, I want to work with this person, we make it happen. We do accommodate that. Just to give an example, we had a young lady, she wanted to major in accounting, and one of our mentors owns her own accounting firm.
Wow.
And so when she did a workshop on taxes 101, and the student basically, reached out, and I think she ended up interning with her. So yeah, if they show interest and they're serious about it, then we make that happen. But right now we're just focusing only on the high schoolers.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
That sounds good. So two more a couple questions. All right. What does Nicole Green do for self-care? I know you're a mom, you're a wife, you're an entrepreneur, times two, you know. So, what do you do for self-care?
I go on vacation. Go on vacations. I will lock myself in the bathroom and take a hot bath.
Mm-hmm.
Play some music, light some candles. Just step away from everybody for 30 minutes.
Mm.
And I don't know, I guess that's about it. Like, I do like to go to the spa. I like to listen to podcasts.
Okay.
Yeah. I like to work out, even though I'm not like 100% fit, but I do like to work out. I like to go walking. We have a lot of trails by our house.
Okay.
So I'll go walking. We do have a gym membership, which I haven't necessarily been back in a gym yet. I've been contemplating on when to return.
Mm-hmm.
But we do have stuff in the house. We have a treadmill in the house, so I'll go downstairs to get on that. So that's what I kind of like do for self-care. And occasionally, go out for brunch, like with my girlfriends or my oldest daughter.
Mm.
So, yeah.
Yeah, because I want to ask that because you do a lot. So that's sometimes you need something to get a break from yourself. You know what I mean? Just to rejuvenate, refresh. Because it gets you. Sometimes you don't do that. You be on fumes. You know what I mean? So that's why I wanted to ask you that. And what's next for you? What you got coming up?
Nothing.
Nothing.
There's nothing next because last year during COVID, I started a podcast with.
Okay.
Her name is Rachel. Rachel, she's also an insurance broker, and we connected through this organization, this organization called the Prestige Society.
Mm-hmm.
And so we started going out to brunch and out to eat and stuff, and we just connected, and we started doing like insurance workshops, financial workshops, and then last year she, brought up like, let's do a podcast. So we do a podcast and we talk with small business owners on the podcast, and so we try to educate the community on different specialties with those black, or not only, I won't even say black, but just minority small business owners.
Right. Yeah.
But as far as like what's next is just for me to maintain our insurance agency and continue to grow that. And as far as like NYM, right now just kind of keep it where it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, maybe you have some plans or events.
No.
Events.
We were going to have like a summit for NYM.
Really?
Because we had a couple, we've done a couple in the past, and it's just like a lot of work for events. So I'm like, we were going to do one. We had talked about doing one this year, but I think our next meeting, I'm just going to be like, I don't know. I don't think we should. Like, it's so much energy, but right now I just really want to focus on my breadwinner, which is the insurance agency.
Right.
Because, when you have a nonprofit, you're coming out. A lot of times come out your own pocket,
yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
To get things done for your nonprofit.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to really just continue to
focus on that.
Focus on our breadwinner, which is the insurance agency. Like, we just got a new office.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. Back in May. And so, just plan stuff out there, get things situated, and, continue to educate our community on Medicare and insurance and help them wherever it's needed.
So, do y'all do community events? If someone do a community event, they invite you to come out and talk about insurance and how would
all
you?
The time.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't, probably the last couple years, that mainly has been Keith.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, he's out like a lot doing events. So, because we're contracted with a lot of the carriers.
Oh, good, wonderful.
And so, when they bring opportunities up to us, we'll talk about it and see what's conducive, what is going to make sense.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll go out like he's very passionate about insurance, Medicare, and helping seniors. Like, I like it, but I'm passionate about the teen moms.
Right. Yeah. Right.
So he's really like he loves it. He could talk about it first thing in the morning, last thing at night. Like, he could talk about it all day, every day. Like, he's so passionate about it.
That's good. That's good. Yeah.
But yeah, like we do events. We partner with other companies and things of that nature. So yeah.
All right. And last question: where people can find you for more information about motivating young moms and the insurance company?
So our insurance company is called Senior Healthcare Advocates, and you can find us on the website. Our Facebook page is Senior Healthcare Advocates. So if you guys have your mom or your grandmom or anyone in your community that would need like some help with their insurance, just reach out to us, connect us to them or whatever. So we do have an Instagram page for Senior Healthcare Advocates, but it's called the Healthcare Advocates.
Oh, okay.
And then for motivating young moms, we are always looking for mentors. So if anyone wants to facilitate a workshop, reach out to us. Motivating Young Moms is our website, .org. Or our Instagram and Facebook are also Motivating Young Moms.
Wonderful. That's people can reach out to you. I know a couple people that might want to reach out to you for the Motivating Young Moms lead workshops. So that work with young women. So that'll be, you might have some connections there this last week. Do you have any final words for us today? They leave us with in terms of resilience, overcoming. Because you say you have done a lot in your career, and I'm proud of you for that. You have done a lot, and you're gonna continue doing that. So despite the circumstances you were faced with, that you overcame. So do you have any final words for us or words of advice?
Well, first of all, I want to thank you for even inviting me on your show.
Thank you. Mm-hmm.
I really admire your resiliency and your consistency in doing what you've been doing over the years. And I know it's not easy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's definitely not easy, but I want to thank you and also congratulate you on your latest nuptials.
Thank you.
And welcome you to the marriage world.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So we celebrated 3 months yesterday. 3 months.
3 months.
Yes.
Nice.
So that means we've been together 15 months overall and been together 3 months married.
Nice.
So we basically met during COVID. I proposed to her New Year's Day and got married 2 months later on the same day that we met.
Wow, that's awesome. I love to hear it. So as far as any final words or words of encouragement, things of that nature, I will just say we can't plan our life.
Mm-hmm.
As if anybody's watching this, you heard from the beginning of my own initial life plan, and it turned out the complete opposite.
So right, so true.
So we can try to plan. I think it's very important to set goals that we want to accomplish in life, but if it doesn't pan out that way, don't let it discourage you. One thing that I've always just kept on the forefront of everything that I've experienced, because it's been difficult to grow up as a teen mom. I disappointed a lot of people when I got pregnant with my daughter. Is to keep your relationship strong with God.
Yes.
As much as possible.
Yes.
Constantly confide in Him, and just keep Him at the forefront of things that you want to do. sometimes it might not feel like he's answering or responding to you when you necessarily want him to, but he does. He has his way of letting you know that he's there and making things happen for you and blessing you, even when you might not feel it's necessarily a blessing. Because honestly, when my engineering career ended, I went through a short spurt of depression. I wouldn't say short spurt, but it was like at least a year or maybe a little bit more than a year. Like, I was devastated because I thought I was going to retire as an engineer. When I got pregnant at 16, words can't even explain the emotions I felt. Like, I just thought my life was over. But during those times, I remember just like talking to God. Like, one thing I did not want to experience when I got pregnant with my daughter, I did not want to struggle.
Right.
I didn't want to struggle financially. I didn't want her to see me struggling. And so that, and then when my job went away, I just remember praying to God, like, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. Like, I literally talked to him like he's another person.
Right, yeah.
I mean, I pray as well, but I also talk to him. And so, even though those hard times, like when my plans they did not go the way I wanted them to go, it hurt, it affected me emotionally, but, I maintained my focus on him. And so, I would just say, reach out to God.
And God, and like with that being said, that means that God will not leave us nor forsake you. He will He will always be with you, even if in those times you thought your career was over, but God in a different way, another chapter to you.
Yeah.
So that's.
One thing is inevitable. Our lives are not going to be just rosy and peachy.
Right, I
all
agree.
The time. Like, we're gonna have those storms. They're gonna come, but it's not gonna be a storm the whole time. Those storms are in our lives that we experience. They're there to help develop us, help create us to be who we're destined. Might not even necessarily be for us. Sometimes they might be for us to I just lost the word, but for us to minister to others. So, like, my experience as a teen mom, like, that's why I started NYM.
Right.
So that I can share and work with other teen moms that might experience what I experienced. Like, my mentor, she was a former teen mom. So if I had a mentor who wasn't necessarily a former teen mom, I don't know how much I would have been able to take or how much interest I would have had in that relationship. Because sometimes we just need that person that we can relate to.
Right.
And so we all have stories, we all have experiences, and I think that it's important for us to share those because we all dealing with something.
True.
We all have dealt with something.
Right.
And so don't look at yourself as like, oh, I'm a failure. Like you said, God won't ever forsake us. Like, he's always with us.
Right, that's right. So, Nicole Green, thank you for just coming on our show, sharing your story, your testimony, being transparent, being honest, and appreciate that. I hope someone that was watching, Adrian Collins Bear was watching you, people that share your story because you overcame a lot of odds. Now you're successful. You're doing the work, your purpose, you've been fulfilled. So thank you so much for taking your time. Thank you for coming to support. Like you said, I appreciate the word you said about me. It's not easy. Definitely not easy, but it's a lot of work. It's a lot of prayer, a lot of meditation, a lot of thinking, a lot of contemplating. It's a lot of we married. It's more inner work on yourself and dealing with the things you gotta deal with, overcoming what you been dealt with, and like now that's come to pass, and they got to deal with it. So, but it's a day-to-day journey. It's day-to-day. You can't take anything for granted. Every day is gonna be different. So, not every day is gonna be the same. So you gotta come with open mind and open heart, and just tell them to bring it, and just follow God's path. So that's all we gotta do. So for those, thank you for joining us. I know we ran out of time. But it was a great, valuable conversation. Hope for those who saw it or going to watch it, got something from it. And again, support Nicole Green, support motivating young moms, support senior healthcare advocates, because they are doing it, things in the community. They are providing things for young moms and for seniors as well. So be a helper and be a helper. Support her where she's going. Hope we see her down the road. Again, for those watching, have a good rest of your Saturday, good rest of your weekend. Be safe out here, stay cool, hydrate, drink a lot of water, and have a great rest of your weekend. And I hope I'll see y'all next Saturday for a new episode of Roman Strong to Experience Radio Show.